Folks, I'm going to make a presentation on behalf of the Rural Good Health Foundation. In the era of COVID-19, we have a very interesting topic here. It's a challenge because we had a lockdown. Now we are having what I can call a locked in. So it's wise that as we live in the planet, we have vigilance of what is going to happen in the future. So the topic is very complicated, that it's very interesting. It's called the energy healing indigenous knowledge systems, IKS, bioeconomy, with the use of the iOT's to support the COVID-19 patients were bereaved and their relatives, as well as the response team. Now, I'm going to go through what actually pulled our energies together to come out with this topic. We saw what WHO has put lately as what we call an emergency agenda for economic empowerment and resilience building. So now we took upon ourselves to say, when COVID-19 comes in, it came as a shock to many people in the whole globe, including Africa and then my own country, Lesotho. And now it comes with fear, imbalance. You don't know what is happening. There's no information. Panic, unpreparedness, both financially, emotionally, and even physically. Some people are old. And we have the history backwards. We have the knowledge. There is a gathered knowledge from our ancestors from antiquity. And such catastrophes had happened before. They did happen as hullabaloos, yes, but there have been some resilience measures. So the defense mechanism is such that you have to use the available information, indigenous knowledge systems, and say what were they using, what are we using, and then what should we be using in order that we have resilience. Taking the bioeconomy into the level where we have resources which are natural, we can convert them through the artificial selection, or using the known natural selection mechanism where we can generate food, products for the market, biofuels, as it's going to be called, bioenergies. Make sure that we are also using the waste for recycling, bio waste, including biomedicines. Because as COVID-19 is a disease, we need to work with all the sectors of production, either being agri, being the Ministry of Health for the persons using the indigenous knowledge systems, the environmental cleanliness, and then our conservation of the bio diversity for human health, for plants, and for animal safety. Looking at the climate change mitigation strategies, biosecurity, the harmful use of some of the chemicals generated using the bioeconomic products, like they can also harm both the environment and then the humans. We took upon ourselves to put this topic because we are living in an internet age. So now we are talking about the Internet of Things, IOTs, to be able to support the COVID-19 the patients, the bereaved relatives, and the response team, and the mechanism of breaking out the bad news. So that's the hallmark of the whole topic that I'm presenting on behalf of the Rural Good Health Foundation. So this is streamlined by the think tank entrepreneurs, which we are in partnership with the Rural Good Health Foundation. Now, I'm going to get into the actual energy healing itself. When there is an outbreak, it's a shock to everybody. Shock to the health system, shock to the government system, the planning system, shock to the food chain system, shock to the security system. It's a shock that streams to all the sectors of development, including in non-governmental organizations, schools, children, the aged, and even the community people. So this kind of negative energy has got its own effect. The waves that come with it have got the frequency in which when it hits the people, it makes them very low in the levels of the happiness. The happiness hormones they have, like oxytocin, the endorphins, the dopamine, and serotonin, they are overcome by the depression hormones. So fear overcomes the solution. And now we are talking about the natural healing here, where we don't need drugs, because God put us on the planet to have the dominion over earth, to be the stewards, to live in peace, to have the forces which can heal us naturally, to attract all the happiness, and then also not only to just relax, but be productive. If you want to have a nice car, go to the mountain and get the wool and then have a nice car. If you want to have a nice furniture, go and find lovely trees, plant the trees, and then you'll find a nice furniture. So production is one of the stewardship that we have, and it's our purpose in life. That's why we are here, to be productive. We took a good thought of the outbreak, which is now not only an outbreak, but it's a pandemic. It's worldwide. It's also even hitting our crowns. That instead of panicking, we should balance the panic by being proactive. So if we cannot be proactive and then balance the problem by the solution, then we will be defeated, and then we don't fulfill our purpose. Hence, we have got the abundance of energy, the abundance of the forces of nature that we are given in antiquity by the Almighty Creator of the universe, that we can just use. Now, in this essence, the energy healing that I'm talking about is the vibration of the mind. It's eating well, being happy, trying to be a giving person and share both good energy, good words, so that everybody is having the vitality, health energy that is needed. Now, when we talk about the semantics, we'll be referring to most of what we have as the natural resources like water, and the earth is vibrating, the planets are vibrating, we are vibrating, we are all energy. And now, in order for us to manifest the good patterns for this, it's always worthwhile that we know what the laws of the universe are, the laws of gratitude, the laws of forgiveness, the laws of vibration, like I talked about. Music makes you vibrate, makes you happier, makes you release all those happiness hormones. Um, Now, in times of lockdown, uh, this energy was low to some people to an extent that they undergo depression. That's why I now come out with the impact. The impact can be seen by different behaviors, yes. People patterns were of behavior were distorted, and now the depression goes on because COVID-19 is here to stay longer. And then now there are some knowledge systems that we have, medicines. Our forefathers used to watch Mother Earth, watch the cosmic. They could know the seasons. When is it going to rain? When is it going to be cold? And they could relate by the position of the star to the position of the moon. And then now they knew what is on the ground, what herbs do we have, and then what do they do, and then how can we relieve ourselves from certain ailments. So now, this topic is broad, but it's opening, it's an opening for many people who now will be going into the what we can call the lock-in, because poverty is going to strike. It's already striking. The recession is already striking. So we need to look at things in a positive attitude, so that at least we can preserve life as we are the stewards who are meant to be productive on earth. COVID-19 is a challenge to all the sectors of economy. That's why now we're talking about the bioeconomy. Agricultural products should be on the market, but arable land should also be conserved. Health products are already there. We have a database of indigenous knowledge systems. We have them in our native language, but we need to value add them by the use of the biotechnology, so that we generate products like the biofuel, the essential oils needed by our body, medicines, biogas to heat ourselves, and to also make products like paper, the hardware products that we can use. For example, hemp can make so many things, and there are some health benefits. However, when we get into the process of planning, we should also look at the biosafety of the use of all these technologies, a balance the damage versus the promotion. And there are regulatory mechanisms which have already been set. Because in the wrong hands, some of the products, they can be detrimental to health, to the biodiversity. And now, this is our synopsis of the talk. Now, with the information, there is information in the universe. There's a lot of energy in the universe. There is a lot of economic information that goes with the knowledge systems that we can just vibrate our brains and say, if we are planners who are going to look ahead, we are the stewards of on the mother nature here, and then we will need to see life going on from our generation and to the next generations. So that's why we need to look at this challenging topic. Now, the Internet of Things, there is information in everything that we have as an artificial intelligence. So if we gather all this information, this can help us to have a new pattern of life where we can support our bereaved patients, our relatives, the planners, the response team, everybody who is affected, because actually we need to have a new vibe of life. The phase of drugs and prescribed medicines, it's over, because as for now, with research and development need to be mounted. We need to know what is this COVID-19, how does it behave, and what are the new remedies, medicines that we are going to come out with. How are we going to alleviate major problems, like people always say, why me whenever there's a disease? Why is this disease and what is it? So most of us, we get depressed, anxiety, panic disorders, to an extent that we put ourselves into the risk of most of the non-communicable diseases, risk factors, like alcohol and smoking, drugs. And you understand, when you're locked down, there's no time for physical activity. So we have to mount physical activities that goes with revitalizing your health energy. You eat well, you get active, you exercise, you do all the health checks yourself. Use the energy of the universe to make sure that you excite the energy of your brain, the energy of your cells in your body, to align with the energy, so that at least you unlock all the blockages that can cause all depression, and depression will cause disease. All what you think, if you think positively, it affects your life positively. If you think negatively, with the negative energy of fear, depression, panic, doubt, why me, and all those blaming low energies, even when you check them scientifically using the myographs, the checking devices of the latest intelligence, you find that if you are sad, your vibration levels are down. If you've got negative self-talk, when you check with the electromyogram, the vibration levels are low. And the more happy, the more you are positive, the more you are loving, and then the more you wish well, and then you have got gratitude. stimulates your body to produce all those happiness hormones I talked about, the endorphins, serotonin. Then they activate your nerve cells and your muscle cells to have a flow of a good electricity that touches almost every organ in your body, from the head to the toe, and even your individual cells, they get the energy that is locked out within the chemical that are building up every cell. So you get the vitality of the health energy by being positively thinking. So now the topic is all about the energy healing, the knowledge information systems that we already have about how we can combat the COVID-19 using the products, bioeconomic products such as biomedicines, so that with that information, we can see the patterns by using the Internet of Things so that we can support each other. The full topic will be dispensed. You have to subscribe to our stream because on the whole of the topic, we will be discussing things in a deeper way of the techniques that you have to use to activate your energy levels, and what are these IKS, internal nervous systems, what are they? They are packed in full, and then the bioeconomic products that can be generated with the balance and checks of security. For example, if we are coming to medicines, we'll have to say which medicines do we know they work. They've been known to combat corona because the viruses have been there in antiquity, and now the serotype that is now called the COVID-19 is the one that is very novel in the way that the gene makeup of it and the pattern of transmission now seems to be deviating from the corona species that we have seen from long time, from antiquity. So now we have to use the IoT so that at least the information, research and innovation gives us the patterns which will say, if we are using semantics, we know water, it has energy, and we can imagine ourselves building up the economy and everybody with high vibrating frequencies, obviating depression with music, sports, and changing the rhythm of vitality of health energy by eating well, knowing what to do, how to eat, and what comes from what. From the list of the bioeconomic products that we can use to manifest wealth and health, the real life that we were meant to live in this planet. So to subscribe to our stream, we only charge you 50 Rand. We are using our PayPal. Our email address is thinktankent@yahoo.com. So our website is thinktankent.com. So subscribe to our stream of this topic where we'll go live on Zoom so that you join us, and then we can also practice all these energy healing tools or techniques to help you balance your life during this COVID-19. Thank you very much. I'm still